Hey, Bob.
Hey, Dan, can you hear me?
I think you're on mute. I can't hear you.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I know what it is. Hold on.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, Chris.
And who else is there? She said there's only two people at the meeting so far.
Bob's here.
Oh, hi, Rob.
He's muted right now.
Oh, what's that?
Oh,
what do I
man.
press? 8?
There you are, buddy.
I
Bob.
don't know what happened.
I know you called. I know you called me yesterday, and I forgot to get back to you.
Yeah.
What'd you need?
I cried myself to sleep. It's all right.
How can I help you?
What was I calling about? What's that?
It was about Fields.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was just calling to confirm because I think you were like right on top of that stuff. And for the tournament in July, I just wanted to confirm. I think you already took care of signing us up for those fields, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, you are good.
Good. And we have both Maple Way fields.
Both Maple Ways, Vets, and Blacks.
Okay. Great.
And you should have permits already. I think I did them.
Good. Excellent.
Yep.
Now,
If you don't have them, let me know and I'll resend them.
I don't think I've seen them.
Okay.
But
put a note to myself.
okay. Thank you.
You got it.
Boy, I'm looking kind of like David Letterman here with the white beard.
I just shaved mine off.
Yeah.
Mine was really
I'm
great.
gonna be yeah, mine's gonna be shaved soon. Oh, I look good and bald from here too.
My problem is I just hate shaving, so I don't do it. But maybe once every 14 days at this point, and it's
well, you know what?
tough.
I work. I've been working on the railroad for the past couple of years, and so I'm outdoors with a bunch of people that have beards, and nobody cares what I look like. So it's very conducive to not shaving.
Well, nobody cares what I look like either. It's just it gets so itchy. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I can't fight through that.
And then you get the birds living in there and stuff sometimes.
Right. Hi, Gene.
Hey, Dan, how are you, hon?
Good. Hi, Sue. Hi, Rich.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. I can't see anybody.
One day, Chris. One day you'll see us all.
Yeah, I hope so. This is getting ridiculous.
It's
Rich,
coming.
I like your profile pic.
Yeah, Rocky.
You're looking good.
Thank you. That's how I feel most of the time.
No, I like the do. It's very nice.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good.
Dan, just so you know, I raced home from a lunch with friends yesterday to watch Devin McCourty's press
Did
conference.
you really?
I did.
Gene, I have to tell you, and I know
Hello.
he was your guy. I'm psyched that he's retired.
Oh, no.
I am.
His last game, he had an interception of.
I know. He just was always a step late for me, and it drove me nuts. But I know he was your guy.
Yeah,
one of your two.
Slater. Yeah,
I know Slater's your real guy. I know.
yeah.
that.
He was number one. Devin was 1A. I'll tell you though, he's going to be better at broadcasting than his brother, I think.
Well,
Hey, Dan,
they're both
Dan,
good.
who was the Patriot guy that missed the pass in the game against the Giants in the Super Bowl against the Giants?
Asante
and-
Samuel.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll never forgive him. I'll never forgive him.
No, I forgot his name, but that's about it.
I'll never forget his name.
I'll never forget the expression on his face.
Yeah.
The ball bounced out of his hands.
My Irish does not allow me to forget those things. So I'll hold it against him forever.
It's what they call Irish Alzheimer's, Dan.
And yeah. It's very selective.
You forget everything but the grudges.
That's right.
Yeah.
We hold on to those. All right, we got a quorum at 7:01. Jed's not here yet, but if he pops in, he pops in. So
All right, let's go.
on here he comes in. So we got all. So you guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll just wait for Jed to connect just because I see it happening. So and once I see him connected, we'll get rolling. All right, maybe we'll just go without him since it's still thinking. Very quick. I don't have a whole lot, but just a few things to keep you guys up to date with. So current programs that we have going on. So we are running a Saturday morning multi-sport program with SNL. They have 17 kids in their pre-K program, 10 in their kindergarten program. First time we've ever run it. Last week was the first weekend, and by all indications, it went very well. We also have a biddy basketball program on Sundays with them. The pre-K program has 32 kids in it, and the kindergarten has 30. So those are fabulous numbers for the first time running something. I only see this growing as we continue on with them. So,
And I do want to say, Dan, my kids participated this Sunday, and it was organized. It was good. Pre-K, they're still a bit wild, of course, in pre-K, but it's nice seeing the coach and his players there assisting and helping the kids.
good. That's what we want. And when they're 3, 4, 5 years old, we know they're not going to get a ton out of it. I mean, realistically.
The kindergarten group was great. It was
But if they're having fun,
yeah,
that's the key. And as long as the staff are there
yes,
and they're not just physically
correct.
into it, that's everything.
Nobody
So,
was shooting randomly at
Right.
the hoops during the
awesome.
the program.
Love hearing that. That's great feedback, Charlie. Thank you.
And can I ask a question about that?
Yep.
Okay, what is like when they say pre-K, what's the minimum, age group?
Honestly, we just say pre-K.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, are we letting a 1.5-year-old in because they go to daycare? No. If they're in preschool, they can go. We'll take them.
All right, well, we got one, he's popping in right now. He's pretty ready.
That's all right. We'll take him when he's ready. So we also have pickleball. So that all of our classes at this point through June or the end of May into June are full. Classes at this point are selling out within 1 hour of us releasing the programs out there. So we just can't keep up with the demand. We are adding more instructors constantly. We are adding more classes constantly. And I can't meet the demand. It's a great thing. It's impossible. We are one of the few communities that does lessons, and it's overwhelming. We are at the point now where we are only taking Wakefield residents first. We're giving them first priority, which is something that we don't traditionally do, but where the demand is so high, we're doing it. And again, classes are filling up within an hour. So it's a great problem to have. It's one that we will never be able to solve because the sport is just taking off like nothing I've ever seen. And it's people of all age levels at this point. It's not just the seniors. It is the, younger adults who are looking to get into it too. So it's big, it's crazy. Classes are full. We're adding another class tomorrow that is going to start in, I think, May. These will be outdoor classes, and that class will be sold out within an hour. So we are trying to fill the demand as best we can, but it is crazy. And then we have rock climbing classes that ends actually this weekend, but that program is full as well. So those are classes
Dan,
currently running, and everything's just full.
Can I ask about pickleball?
Of course.
When does Play Local open?
So we haven't opened up the courts yet, just because I don't know when. I want to do it the same time we do Dobbins courts. I want to have everything kind of going with one another. So I would imagine Dennis will tell me that we'll get lights on for Dobbins next week. I just want to have everything lined up.
I just know that yesterday there were one set of pickleballers and one set of tennis players down at the Hardship.
So I might as well jump to this anyways. So one of the things with the McKenna courts at Vets, and I gotta make sure I call them McKenna courts because that's what they're named. Right now, we are allowing Stoneham High School to use those courts between 2 and 6 for tennis. Stoneham High has no tennis courts right now because their school's under construction. I've run this by Steve. Brendan asked me to do it because Brendan said, I'm going to need stuff from Stoneham when our school's done or being done. So we are doing a trade-off. They use Monday through Friday, 2 to 6, both tennis courts. They have exclusive rights to it right now. So that is going to be an issue at some point. I've told Steve, send every phone call my way because we need to take care of our future needs. And that's what we're doing this year. So, it kind of is what it is right now, but Saturdays and Sundays are all available. And Stoneham knows 6 o'clock, they are off. There's no 601, whoever shows up right now can have a court for tennis, pickleball, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what time it was that I was walking the dog past there, but like I said, there were 2 sets of folks
Yep.
out there using it, which
Yeah, I
they
saw
seem to
that,
be
Rich.
fine. Yeah,
Yep.
they seem to be fine. It's just,
And it's first come,
Yeah.
first serve at this point. And, once I would guess that Dennis and I will have that conversation about getting the lights on at Dobbins next week. And then once I call play local, they're on within 10 minutes.
okay.
So yeah, it's a quick turnaround. It's literally a flip of a button for them.
So, Dan, I have a question on pickleball also.
Yep.
I was speaking with Chuck, and he's asking me about the wind screens for the pickleball because he says it's almost impossible to play when the wind picks up.
Yep. So Dennis Fazio actually had a conversation with the town engineer because I guess there's some other stuff that's going on down there that I'm not aware of. And the town engineer has told him that the windscreens are on back order. So I guess they could have got them in gray, but gray would have been different than we have, and it wouldn't have fit. So he's waiting for
So
the
looking for
black ones to
green,
come
right?
in.
I assume.
Yep. So it's gonna be black ones. So
Oh, black. Okay.
black. Yep. So once they're in, they'll be installed, but there is a back order on those.
Okay.
And
the
I
wind-
agree. They need to be
The
up there.
windscreen's just like scrim that goes on the fence.
Yes.
I will say that I played the other day on a very windy day down there, and it just ups the level of challenge. Although
Sure.
I can imagine if you were a serious pickleballer, it would have driven you crazy.
Yep. And we're gonna have some
If there is such a
lessons
thing.
starting down there soon for beginners. So I'm really hopeful that we can get those up because it's a challenging game enough. Add that wind in there outside, I can only imagine what it's like. So we get that is in process. I just don't know when they'll come out. But I was told last October they were on back order, so this must be a major thing. So we'll get
Okay.
there. They get there when they get there, I guess. I hate that answer, but I guess that's what.
No, hey, I mean, whatever. Everything's on back order. It seems like
Right.
in the world. So
Right. As far as programming, so again, we have pickleball lessons coming up. I've got them with 2 new instructors. All those classes are full. I'm adding a 3rd and a 4th instructor, and I imagine those classes are going to fill up fast. It is just crazy. The community gardens, the lottery ends for that next week, next Friday, in fact. Right now, to date, we have 93 people who have registered for the community garden plots. We only take 43 of those. So, and that lottery drawing will happen on April 7th. In fencing classes that start next week, we have 20 people enrolled. For SNL April vacation, they did a February vacation program with us. It went incredibly well. I was not around, but the feedback I got from parents and from Karen, my staff, was super organized, greeted every parent as they came in on a daily basis, greeted every kid as they came in. It's a very different experience for Karen from Sports Zone, who we worked with in the past. So if she's happy, I'm happy. At the end of the day, I need my gatekeeper to be, happy with the groups we're working with, and she loved it. She was real pleased. So that worked out great. So they're doing an April vacation program, and the numbers are increased by the day. Spring tennis with Jack Palmer. We had 1 session signed up. We filled it really quick. They said, hey, we can take a second session of it right afterwards. So we added that. That filled up super fast. So these racket sport things are off the charts. And then today we just added an April vacation volleyball program with the high school coach, K.O. Weiland. And I expect that is going to be very, very popular as well. So a lot of cool things coming up we're excited about. Any questions about programming? Because I'm not going over summer stuff yet. I went over it last meeting and numbers haven't changed dramatically yet. I'd like to give it next month to kind of say, here's where we are going into summer. So any questions about programs currently?
Nope.
Okay. Moving on to the Civic Center. So we are still just booked up beyond belief. I thought when WBA, kind of shut down for the season that we would have some dead time. We really don't. So WBA would have Monday through Friday from 6 to 8. We currently have a basketball group that is taking Mondays and Wednesdays, a youth team. We have a soccer group that's coming in on Thursdays right now. We have a flag football group that comes in on Tuesdays. And then another pickleball group has rented Fridays from 7 to 10, which is generally a time that nobody wants. So
Is that Friday group open or is it?
It's by invite, but I can get people in if people are interested. I know the guy who runs it very well.
Okay.
Okay. And then we are going to be opening up other times. So like, I know that the flag football group ends next week at whatever time. I know that the soccer group will end once they get outside. We are going to open up the ability to rent 6 to 8 for pickleball if people are interested. And when I do these things, because I do it with our current pickleball group, they just sell it like that. Again, I can't fill the demand for the amount of that people want. It's unreal. So we have a ton there. We are now doing birthday parties. It's something that I've always wanted to do. We allowed other groups to kind of do them in the gym. And I sat there and said, well, if they can do it, why can't we do it? So I actually hired 2 staff. Both guys work for the Boys and Girls Club. They're great staff. They're going to actually work for me this summer. And they're going to run birthday parties on Saturday or Sunday afternoons. I know other groups are charging, roughly $300 for the first 10 kids and then $10 per head for each additional kid. I'm charging $250. Bring as many kids as you want, 2 hours, and we're going to be there to run games for you.
That is a steal because I've been looking.
Yeah.
I think it's close to 600 probably.
It can be.
Yeah.
It can be. We're
It's
going to do a
ridiculous.
2-hour party, $250, and I'm paying the staff a good hourly rate. This way, hopefully they can get a tip as well. And it should go over really, really well. So we're excited.
After this call, I'm literally telling my wife and we're going to book one.
You can give me a call.
I am.
Shoot me an email and I will find the time and the date for you. And I have 2 other staff on backup in case one of my guys can't make it, because I want to have 2 staff on. One can set up a game, the other one can have the game going. And we're gonna blow this out. I did these when I was in Arlington and they were so incredibly popular. Now I know WBA season, I can't do it. WBA, I have to make a priority. They're in the building. They've always been there. I'm not going to take away from that. But when they're not there, Saturday, Sundays, between the hours of 12 and 4:30, we're going to do a 12 to 2, a 2:30 to 4:30. Boom, get you guys in and out. You guys bring your pizza, you bring all the stuff. We'll have tables and chairs set up for you and just knock it out of the park.
And you have all the equipment, you have all equipment.
Oh, yeah.
And everything.
Yep. Yep.
And will the costs cover for like new equipment or?
I honestly, so I bought new equipment last year, so I don't even need new equipment yet.
Okay.
But if I needed to, yes, a
Good.
few parties, we could have a
Good.
heck of a lot of good equipment. So yeah. So and that's something that we're going to be putting out to advertising next week. Once I know that we have those blocks of time available, here's what we have. I want people to start booking up because we got the right.
What equipment do you use?
It depends on what people want to do. So if they want to, one of the things, we have a little form that we're going to have people fill out and, here's how many kids we expect. Here's the date we want. Here's the time we want. Here's the kind of games we'd like to play, whether it's basketball, whether it's soccer, whether it's street hockey, whether it's dodgeball, whether it's gaga ball, which is something that the Boys and Girls Club does. And I don't understand the game, but the guys who run it do, and the kids love it. I mean, they come up from the Boys and Girls Club and they cannot get enough of this game. So they have a wide variety of flag football. They have a wide variety of activities they can do with the kids. And, when I came up with the idea, I wanted to do it for years. And I remember telling Tony back in the day when we were looking to take over the Civic Center, Tony, we're going to do birthday parties. And he's like, all right, that sounds great. And I never did it, but I didn't have the right people. I have now been able to make the connections to have the right people to run these parties, because you have to have the right personality to engage the kids, no matter what age level they are. And I have 2 of the best that I think I could possibly find to do this. And my 2 supplementals are fantastic as well. So we are going to knock this out of the park. And I think this will be the next big thing for us.
No, it will be, because I know a lot of parents just looking for places. We're going to Reading, Danvers, Woburn, all these indoor jump houses places, but it's expensive. And
it is.
There's a lot of kids to get traveling to those places. And I was gonna actually book the Heritage Room for my kid's birthday.
Yep.
This year, but this is great to hear that you have.
It's honestly, it's
Yeah,
gonna be,
this.
it's gonna be even better because we will entertain the kids.
Yeah.
You're just there, and you can organize your pizza or cake, whatever it is. We'll basically run, events for, an hour and 20, 30 minutes, give you time to have your cake and pizza and boom, get them out, and get the next group in. So it should be a lot of fun. And I really do. I think this is going to be the next cash cow for us. Not that that's what it's all about, but we're in the business of making money to support the department. This is good. This is a great way for us to be able to do it.
And
So
I'll think about, sorry, go ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'll think about outdoors too. Think about outdoors if you,
So we could do that. When I was in Arlington, we only did them in the gym that we had because it was climate controlled and it was, it rained, didn't rain inside. So that way I can kind of control all the variables if I have it in the gym. And if I have these set times, I can make sure I have the staff ready for those set times. That doesn't mean we can't move outside. If it's a summer party and it's at the Civic Center and we want to go hop out on the turf, we can do that. During the spring, it's gonna be hard because soccer or lacrosse are there.
Yeah.
But we can control a lot of variables inside, which helps a lot. And again,
that's true.
if it's
That's
90
true.
degrees outside,
Yeah.
I think people might want to be in an air conditioned gym.
That's so true.
Than 100 degrees on the turf because it's 10 degrees hotter. And what I found is a lot of people were looking to rent space, and they do their own parties. So, okay, well, we're charging the hourly rate, but then they kind of, what can we do with the kids? I put 2 staff on, we can blow it out for them, and we still make a good profit off it. So, and keep it affordable. Again, when I found out that this one group was charging $2.99 for 10 kids and then $10 per each additional kid, my jaw hit the floor because I know what it really takes, and I know that you're not getting a great value with that. If you have 20 kids, you're paying through the nose for something that I can do for $2.50. And quite honestly, we could charge less. I just know that we're worth the price that we're charging right now. So that's going to be something that will be big, and I'm excited about it.
I was just gonna real quick say
Yeah.
it's also awesome to have like another choice. Like I agree with what Charlie's saying. Like the birthday parties are crazy. We just had my son's 9th birthday party last weekend, and we're holding it at the same place like everyone else is, like the jumping and like the game on, like, and to have something in Wakefield is awesome. So that would be really a great, like, another alternative. So I love it.
I'm glad to hear it. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Ian, is there a limit? I mean, like, that I heard about the game. So if somebody had toddlers, would there be a limit?
I don't think, honestly, so again, I've been doing this stuff for a very long time. I've never had a toddler birthday party. But if we did, we can do parachute games. We can do tag games. With the staff I have are capable of doing it. They could do little soccer. They could do, bitty basketball, lower the hoops. There's ways of making it work.
Yeah.
As long as the expectations are what the expectations are,
Yeah. Oh, sure.
So my son's turning 4, so we'll find out.
Yeah, I mean, but again, Charlie, I'm sitting here thinking immediately, like, he's going to want to do soccer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's going to want to do like messy backyard.
But the parachute, they love the parachute.
Parachute.
Yeah.
There's so many different little things. We can do the popcorn on the parachute. We can do the big tent. I mean, there's ways to make it work.
Yeah.
And just kind of with the little ones, we change up the games faster than we do with the big ones. The big ones a game can go on for a half hour. Little ones, we're probably changing every 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of ways to do it. Instead of doing street hockey, we'll do pillow polo. Basically the same thing, but it's safer.
Cool.
Lots of ways.
Well,
Lots
that's
of ways.
great.
Yeah. For just some renovation things that are coming up. So the lower level bathrooms are going to be renovated this summer. I guess this was approved by capital improvement last year. The money will be spent before June 30th, but the project will happen afterwards, just because I need to have the Boys and Girls Club down at Moulton before I can take those bathrooms offline. If we have a rainy day that we run into, obviously we'll just have to use shared bathrooms upstairs, but those bathrooms definitely need some love. So that's exciting. That's going to happen. I have put in a request through capital improvement to have the gym floor, heritage room floor, and actually basically everything on the first floor refinished this year. The heritage room has never been touched as far as I can see. The gym I want to have done every other year anyways, just to kind of keep that fresh and keep it looking good. So we are going to have a quick buff and shine on that at some point, probably early September is my guess. Need the money first, then I can book the date. But from all indications, it should be a no problem to make that happen. And then we have no updates on the Albion Culture Exchange. I know that that is still a point of contention for some people. So it's kind of still in a standstill, but my understanding is that is something that we will take over at some point. There just needs to be a lot of I's dotted, T's crossed, and make sure we're on the same page going forward. So any questions about facilities?
And is the roof all set?
Yep.
All fixed?
Yep. No
No
leaks.
Excellent.
It's a wonderful thing. Yep. Any other questions, facilities? No. All right, moving on to fields. So soccer, well, high school sports have already started. They started this past Monday. So they're out on the turf fields. Grass fields are not open yet. So the high school baseball and softball are practicing inside at the field house, or they're using a field, a turf field after hours, I guess. Youth sports, soccer and lacrosse will both be out on field starting on Monday. So we'll have lights on, teams will be practicing. I think the grass fields will probably open in a week or two. I know Dennis wants things to kind of dry up a little bit better before he lets anybody out there. It'll probably be sneakers only for a while, and then he'll allow the cleats. I mentioned the McKenna courts already. That's really it for field stuff. I mean, once they're open, and they're going to be busy. So that's a good thing. Any questions? Oh, I do know that Dennis had mentioned that there was going to be some work done at Moulton that I think is probably already done with the infield. And he was also doing some, nope, not done yet. Okay. So it's probably starting soon. And I know that he was doing something at Sullivan as well. And the town did, or the company who's doing the high school did some pilot holes on Beasley recently. So Dennis needs to have whoever the company is that did it come back out, and I guess they made like 8 cuts into the turf. So you come back out and put the turf back down. That's going to happen sometime in the middle of next week is my understanding. So again, I get information kind of secondhand, but it's kind of where we are with those things. Anything about fields, questions, concerns, otherwise? No. Okay. That's really all I have. I mean, it's not a ton. Definitely a few updates there. I was not aware that Moulton wasn't done yet because I was told that was going to be done a little bit ago, but I'll follow up with Dennis tomorrow, see where that's at. My understanding was they were bringing a new clay for there, taking the clay out of there, but that clay was going over to Sullivan. So that's kind of what I heard, but we'll see what that status is. And I'll follow up obviously next meeting with that stuff.
I talked to Dennis yesterday, and
Yeah.
it sounded like he was spreading the love across the fields.
Okay.
So he said it sounded like a lot of the infields needed
Okay.
work across
Yeah,
town.
I think he wanted to get things turned over to try and get things to start drying so we can
Yeah,
get.
before it rained, he wanted to get it.
Yeah. He had mentioned something along those lines to me as well. So if you guys have nothing else, I'm open to questions or anything else.
I just,
Eh,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna, Dan, did you get the Hartshorn House request?
Yes, it's all set.
It's all set?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll be sending them a permit tomorrow.
Sending a permit tomorrow. Perfect.
I already put in the request through Play Local to make sure that thing is blocked off for that day.
Okay, thank you very much.
Charlie, I know you had a question.
No, not a question, just like a, just an announcement for, I don't know if everybody's aware, but Wakefield's going through their open space and recreation plan. The last time it was updated was back in 2014, 15. And that was a 5-year plan, so we're definitely due for another plan. There's going to be a Zoom workshop on April 27th. That's a Thursday at 7 p.m. And they're going to invite the public to join the Zoom call and just get a idea of what people feel. I think what Wakefield's doing well, what they're not doing well, and what they want to see with the public use of the open space and recreation use of the open space. So right now we're going through the plan, going through the 100+ pages of the plan to determine what our goals would be for the next 5 years.
And I'm going through that as well. They sent it to me the other day, Charlie. So
Good.
I'm kind of thumbing through it and seeing where we can fill some holes. You know.
Yeah, because you definitely know like what is attainable and what's not really attainable in the
Right.
town.
One thing that, you know, I'm going to push for at some point, probably next fiscal year through capital, is trying to find a place that we can make dedicated pickleball courts. The mixed use courts at Vets, you know, the McKenna courts are great, but we're never going to meet the demand unless we have dedicated courts at some point. You know, I'd love to have, and this is a very easy thing to do, the Maple Way courts, you know, lined for pickleball as well. I think that can be easily done for short money, but I'd love to see somewhere that we can build dedicated pickleball courts. So
I
need
don't
to
want
find that space.
I don't want to jinx it, but
Yep.
can these courts be repurposed in the future for other? Because maybe the craze might end in so many years.
Charlie, I'll tell you right now. So yes, that could happen, but this craze, I was told somebody said to me years ago when I had the Civic Center courts line, they said, what are you going to do when this craze is over in 5 years? And I said, we're so far off from that. I'm not worried about it. We have not hit the apex yet for this sport.
Okay.
I mean, it is just climbing. And I don't think it'll be concerned in our lifetime.
Good. Okay.
If I was just guessing. And, you know, Julie's, you know, obviously in the sports world as a teacher and a coach, I'm sure that you see a lot of it too with your classes, that the kids are playing, kids are doing it. They're
Yeah,
excited
even
about it.
kids are talking about pickleball. Some kid was talking about it today in my class. I mean, yeah.
And the MIAA is going to make it a sport at some point.
Oh, they are?
Oh, no kidding.
Yes, it is
Okay.
going. They've tried to
go.
already. They've tried to already, and it has not passed yet. It will pass at some point,
It's wild.
and that's where we're at.
The World Pickleball Classic.
And
They-
you know,
I think they already have. it.
They have that.
They already-
Oh, they do? Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
There
it's
we go.
big.
No,
Yeah.
it already had momentum before it appeared in Wakefield.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh.
Yep. So, you know, it's any court that we build though can always be repurposed. You know, it could go into tennis. It could go to it.
So
It'll
it's
go to
same
the next
size-
thing.
It was the same size as a tennis court.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, half of a tennis court.
Oh, it's still okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe like put a wall somewhere.
Yep.
And someone can like single.
There's a
Single,
lot of things you
but
could do.
yeah,
You could even do, you know, I mean, you could do soccer soccer tennis on those things.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that can be done. So I'm never worried about.
Then I apologize.
No worries. No
for calling it a
worries.
craze. I apologize.
It is a craze. It's just a craze. It's not going anywhere.
For the sport now. So
Yep.
I'm good. I'm good with that.
So yeah, so I want to put in for court someplace next year. I don't know where that space is, but that's a conversation to have. Obviously, for something for us to identify, but also for me to be able to go to the town and say, here's where we'd like to do it. Can we do this? And I think it would be, and you know, one thing that I know that we need to be cognizant of is what neighborhood we put it in, because I know if you look at Wellesley has a
Oh,
problem
yeah.
right now. They have a problem right now with people who don't want pickleball courts in their neighborhood because it's the noise it makes.
Yeah.
Reading is going through the same thing. They're trying to make dedicated courts, but you know, certain neighborhoods just don't want it because of the noise. I know from my parents living across the street from a park in Reading, that they can hear it. Now, my parents are far enough away that doesn't bother them. They actually like the fact that the courts are used. The tennis courts that they have hadn't been used really in a long time. So their feeling is, this is great seeing people out there getting active, people who are their age being able to do something. So, you know, finding that right spot that we can put those in, meet that demand, but not impact somebody would be a great thing. So just something to be mindful.
JJ Round.
What's that?
JJ Round.
JJ would be a perfect
Mhm.
area if we repurpose maybe those basketball courts. We have great basketball courts down the street at Galvin. And then maybe we put, you know, new basketball courts at Ewell or something like that. And I'm just throwing out a place. So there's things to kind of just think about. So if you have ideas as to where we can do that, please let me know. because I
Or
don't
even the
know.
Mapleway basketball court's kind of a dumpy one. You could turn that into a nice
Well,
pickleball court
Well, you know what I was thinking is
with
that
no neighbors.
I've been looking at the use of the space that the town owns. And, obviously I was thinking about like expansion for softball, but the way it's set up, there's more room than you need for one softball field, and it's a complicated thing, and you don't need much room for pickleball.
If we had a nice bank of, 6 courts there, which sounds like a lot, but that's really not a lot of space. It solves a quick problem. And if we can throw some lights on it, we're doing really well. And one of the things is, I always like being ahead of the curve. I don't like being behind the curve. I think if we're able to get that, we're way ahead of the curve, because I don't know of a lot of communities that have lit courts yet. So that obviously adds in a big cost factor, but if it's something that we can build into it and people can get behind it, I think we're doing well. So if you come across any ideas, please let me know. All right. Anything else?
No.
All right. One personal announcement, just so you guys know. So you'll see my hat. I'm wearing a Fairfield hat. My daughter committed to Fairfield, so
Oh,
nice.
Down in Connecticut, nice.
Yep.
That's good, Dan.
Congratulations.
We are very happy. She'd considered many places, but she chose Fairfield. They gave her a nice financial package that we don't have to worry about for some of it. So it's close enough to home and far enough away. So
It's a nice area.
it's a great area.
Congrats.
Yeah. So we are very, very happy.
Awesome.
I didn't want to go down to North Carolina, even though I would have supported her. And I think she made the right choice for her. So I'm excited about that. And two of my best employees I've ever had, who are Wakefield kids, who are currently at Fairfield, have given me some great information. And I'm actually going to take her down to Accepted Students Day in a couple of weekends on April 2nd, actually. And Lucas Smith, who's one of my aces in the hole, great kid. He's going to meet me down there, take Taylor and I around to see the things she hasn't seen yet. And, I know that Lucas and Aiden Lynch, again, another great kid who works with me, will take good care of her next year. So
Awesome.
it's nice to have good kids who are going to watch over her and know that she's just in a great space. So that's my personal
make
announcement today.
Just make sure
Congrats.
they don't rat her out for anything, Dan, that's all.
Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
She doesn't have to worry about that. Her mother and I did it all. So, very low bar here, Chris.
Congrats, Dan. That's nice. That's
Thank you. I
awesome.
appreciate it.
Uh,
That was
such
my
a
little
nice
humble brag for the
achievement,
night.
such
So,
a nice rite
Awesome.
of passage.
Yeah.
Nice.
so
Nice.
anything else? All right, we'll take a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Adjourn.
Second,
I'll second.
All in favor?
Bye.
Bye.
Oh,
We are
Dan,
adjourned.
Yeah, Chris.
Dan, just a quick question. How'd that interview go the other day?
I've done about 30 of them so far.
Oh, the one when I was there Wednesday, the kid with the red hair that came in and
he was nice kid.
big grin on his face.
He was a nice kid.
He was so cute. Oh, he was so cute.
I've had a lot of great interviews, and unfortunately, I'm going to break some hearts. But
Oh, well, it always
I'm in
happens.
a great spot that I've had great candidates come through.
Nice.
So hopefully, I can, make the right decisions
Is this for the summer?
this summer. Yep.
Can I ask the question I ask every year?
Yeah, they're all Wakefield.
Thank you.
You asked that last meeting. I was prepared for it. All Wakefield. And Wakefield, I'll tell you, and I said this to the kids too. I've been doing this for 20 years now, and I've never interviewed this many kids, and I've never had this many quality candidates. There's a few who just aren't ready yet, and that's okay. They're young. They got the experience of getting a job interview, right? But I have some kids who are young and who are just dynamic, and I don't think I've ever seen a group as good as this. So we're going to be lucky with whoever we have. I just feel bad that I can't hire them all, but I can't hire them all. So, I think about 8 of them are getting jobs this year, and I'm impressed with what Wakefield has to offer. Parents have done a great job with these ones, because we always hear the bad things about the kids, right? These kids, they're all aces, and I'm impressed with them. And even the ones, there was a few of them who their parents filled out their applications, and I fully ask, I say, did you fill this out? No, my mom filled it out. Why? Who am I hiring? You or your mom if I do this? And they would have, but they'd have great answers. You know, my handwriting's not great. I sat this and filled it out with my mom. I can tell you everything that's on there. Great. That's exactly what I want to hear. Or one kid, yep, no, my dad was just in a rush to get it out. You know, I wish he had consulted me. I need to have a conversation with my dad about taking some ownership of things. Great answer from a young kid. So,
Yeah.
you know, so I was very impressed with these kids, and we're blessed that we have such quality candidates. I hope I can get the ones who I can't hire this year. I hope they'll come back next year and consider us. And I told the kids who I can't hire, or I haven't told them yet whether I'm hiring or not, but if I'm not able to hire you, I'm going to give you some options that I think you should pursue. Because I know of places that are looking for kids that age doing the same things that we do. You know, I know the Boys and Girls Club will be looking for kids. I know that the Burbank YMCA is always looking for kids. You know, and there's other groups that reach out to me and say, hey, who'd you interview this year that you couldn't hire? I get that call often, and I pass on the name. So, and I told the kids, if I'm telling you to go there, it's because I'll put my name behind you. So I said, just because I didn't have a space this year doesn't mean I don't next year. Doesn't mean that you weren't a worthy candidate. I just have a puzzle I need to finish, and my puzzle could be personalities, it could be ratios, it could be old versus younger. I need to have that right blend. So, and every kid was understanding about it. I said, it's nothing personal. You're all great kids. You know, I'd be lucky if I had you. I just can't hire them all. So we will find the right mix, I hope. The biggest key, and I said this to every one of them, is drama free. I don't want drama. I just want you to come do the job, make the kids the focus, have fun. I mean, you're outside playing games all day. There's no finer job. I turned it into a career. I did it when I was 17 years old. I made it into my life. So, you know, have fun with it, because that's what it's supposed to be. I just don't want drama. And they all sat there and said, this is what we're here for. You know, we want to play games. We want to be involved with the kids. Very few kids said, you know, I'm here because my parents told me to apply for a job. You know, so we're lucky. We're lucky. We have great kids, and I'm definitely going to break more than a few hearts, but hopefully they'll come back next year.
But that'll take the sting out of it, at least, Dan. I think that's an awesome thing to do for the kids.
Well,
you know?
it's about the kids. You know, even if they're not the little kids, the bigger kids, it's about them too. So, you know, I want to, if I can't give them the opportunity, I want to give them places where they can find the opportunity. And the hard thing is in anything, you know, well, you don't have experience. Well, how do you get experience if you don't get a chance? I just can't give those chances to everybody this year, but that doesn't mean I can't help you find the next chance this year. So we try to work with them. At the end of the day, their success is the most important thing. So that's all I got. If you guys have anything else, you know where to find me. Okay.
Okay,
You know,
My office is almost always open. And Chris caught me at a
Thank
bad
you.
time last week. So
Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, that's all right. I know where you are.
Yep.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Everybody.
Bye.
Right.
Bye now.